So who will be the next discovered great neighborhood cook? Well, we're about to meet a wonderful woman who is an incredible cook, and she used to be an owner of a restaurant on Cape Cod Bay. So let's knock on her door and let's meet Ruth. Hi Ruth,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Good
Thank
to
you
see
for inviting us.
Thank you, come right in.
Appreciate it. Folks, you're in for a real treat. You're going to be meeting Ruth, who we just met a few seconds ago. But Ruth is a very accomplished chef. And Ruth, you've been at it for quite a number of years now,
Yes,
haven't you?
I have, yep, over 40.
Over 40 years, yeah. Give us a sense for how you got into the business and who you've worked with and so on.
Well, we do volunteer for the Naples Winter Wine Festival every year, and we've been doing that for about 10 years, so I do get to meet a lot of celebrity chefs, and that part is fun. I actually started working for my father. He was an executive with the Boston Globe magazine, and he loved to entertain, and my mother hated to cook. So I got pressed into service very early, and it's something that I've always loved, and I kind of kept my pockets lined with change during college, high school and college, working in restaurants. So
Essentially, you self-taught as well.
I am self-taught.
You didn't go to culinary school or anything like that?
No, I did not, no. But Julia Child was always a mentor of mine. So
Julia Child?
Yes.
Well, how about that? Okay. And then you and your husband owned a restaurant and an inn, right?
we did.
In
We
Brewster?
owned the Bramble Inn in Brewster for 32 years, and we sold that in April. So
And that specialized in seafood
yes,
cuisine,
mostly
right?
seafood,
Yeah.
which is where the dish that we're doing today
Yeah, I was
is.
just going to ask you, what are we
yeah.
doing today?
We're doing an assorted seafood curry, which
Ooh.
was on the menu for almost as many years as we owned the restaurant. And,
Wow.
And we got hate mail if we took that off. So it was one that had to be on the menu every night.
Okay, what's the banana for?
That's part of the dish. Normally we would grill it, but we're going to saute it today since we are fresh out of grills.
Well, good. Well, let's start. Let's get into
Okay.
it. So, Ruth, you're going to start making the sauce now, right?
Yes, yeah, and this is a reduction sauce, and it's very user friendly. So we're going to start with a couple of cups of white wine.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to put that in, and then we're going to add orange juice. And the nice part about this sauce is that it's gluten-free and it's vegetarian.
Do its thing for a little bit, huh?
Reduced down. Yep.
So, Ruth, now we're going to be prepping the seafood, right?
Yes. Yep. So we have some grouper, we have some shrimp, we have some Maine lobster,
Wow.
and we have some sea scallops.
Well, all of my favorites.
Yes.
Wow.
So I have trimmed most of these, but the one thing you want to look for with a scallop is that hinge, because when that cooks, it turns into a rubber band. So you want to just peel
okay.
that off.
All right.
And then this lobster, I did one, but I thought I would probably show you. We're going to pull this right out of the shell. So to do this, and I generally do this over a bowl right after these are cooked when they're still hot, because I like to get all the juice. I like to save the juice to make sauce for another dish that I like to do.
That's my favorite part that you're bringing up.
Oh, I know. So you just break off the knuckle meat,
Yeah.
and that you can save for a sandwich later.
Ooh.
And then the claw, again, there's usually some nice juice in there, so I try and save it.
Get all of
Just-
that you can,
Yeah,
right?
break that off. And
Yeah.
you want to make sure that you try and get that little filament out.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't get the little claw, but we can get that later and add it to our lobster salad. So you don't want to dull
really?
your knife.
Okay.
So
Wow, look at that.
and if you
Another
just
great tip right there.
yeah, if you tilt the knife, it usually breaks
It'll
the
break
shell.
apart.
Yeah,
Look at that. Wow.
and then you just pull the meat
And look
right
at that.
out.
Is perfect. And these guys are a little more difficult than knuckles.
They are, but you know, if you break this part off like that,
Yeah.
you can pull that out. And if you take this, and again, just hit it, send it flying, and then just poke it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can use a chopstick, you can
Yeah.
use your finger, you can use, you know. Now there's two ways of doing this. You can either break the tail off and just pull the lobster through, but we're going to cut right down the center because we're going to use a half a lobster tail for each serving that we do.
Now, why wouldn't you do that from the underside?
It just cuts easier this
Does it
way.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like
Yeah.
it would be more difficult.
No, it isn't.
Wow, look at that.
So again, we're going to do this at 500. Let me just open this up.
Now this is grouper that
It is.
was caught locally, right?
That's right. And then we're going to spray this with a nonstick spray.
Okay.
Put these little guys on here.
Ah, and then your scallops.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Couple of shrimp. So I'm going to spray this paper. You can use parchment, wax paper, anything like that. I'm just going to tuck it down around the fish just to seal it in a little bit because it's going to cook in its own juice.
That's a really
So
good tip.
I'm going to pop this in the oven. Go. Now we're going to, this is reduced down a little more than half, which is perfect, and we're going to add the heavy cream.
And you sort of eyeball it, right?
Yeah.
Or you're putting the whole container in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Again,
okay.
this is going to reduce way down.
Wow. So your other ingredients are what?
We have a little bit of sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to add that just for sweetness. A little bit of turmeric.
Oh, turmeric, yeah.
Yeah. Just, I like the color and I
Yeah.
like the little taste that it has. And then this is 3 tablespoons of curry powder.
curry.
And this is just any prepared,
Yeah.
like a Madras curry. I like a little bit of heat, but not a lot. I want it to catch the back of your palate
Yeah.
after you taste the sweet and the
Yeah.
flavor. So this is a chili garlic sauce, like a sambal paste. And I'm just going to whisk this a little bit just to incorporate it.
Yep.
And again, we're going to let that reduce down.
So this can reduce for another, 5-10 minutes, something like that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Wow.
while we're doing that, I'm going to wipe curry sauce all over my counter here. I'm going to do the banana. Sultan's got nothing on us.
Well, your bananas look amazing.
Yeah.
Caramelized beautifully.
I think our seafood's ready, Ross.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks great.
That parchment paper is such a great tip.
It is, yeah. Really works well. Okay, we're ready to set this
Okay.
up. We've warmed our plates a little.
Love the plate.
Yep. Now we're going to take these bananas,
Isn't that clever? Okay.
make like a little fish tail,
Yeah. And your chutney, huh?
little chutney right on top.
Wow. I keep saying wow, but it's a wower. I mean, there's no question about it. And that's just plain white rice, right?
This is white rice. We're going to make a line down the center of the plate here. And then our seafood. Start with some shrimp.
Yeah.
And a scallop.
Now this just come to you in the middle of the night and one night? And
Yes, my husband can attest to that.
and your grouper,
Fish
your
goes
wonderful
on
grouper.
here.
Wow. Folks, I got to tell you something. The aroma is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And then our
I know you're
lobster tail
a wonderful lobster.
on the claw. We kind of like to stand up a little, give it a little pizzazz.
Great. Look at that. Wow. That is a work of art.
And then we're going to ladle our sauce over this.
Ruth, I got to tell you something. Outstanding. I mean, just from the
Thank you.
presentation and the aroma, wow.
I'm just spreading a little coconut on here now.
Yeah.
So there
Look
we
at
have
that, folks.
assorted seafood curry.
Look at that, folks. Unbelievable.
Kind of looking like a fish a little
It
bit.
does. It definitely does. Now, what kind of wine would you pair this with?
Well, because I like Alsatian wine with something a little spicy, I've selected an Alsatian.
Well, Ruth, this is an incredible treat to say
Thank
least.
you.
And I can't wait to dive in. So thank you so
Cheers.
much. Wow, let's try this. Oh wow,
It's
that
got
is
a
so.
great little nose.
It does, and it's so fresh.
It almost has like a sauterne nose, but you don't get the sweet that
Yeah.
gets dry.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
yeah, nice fruity wine.
Well, now the most important thing, right?
Yes.
Let's dive into this thing.
Absolutely.
What do you suggest we start? Is it one part or another?
Well, I'm a lobster fan.
Yeah, I was going to
so
say, I'm going to jump
have a
into the
bite of
lobster
that.
myself. Yeah, that looks amazing. Oh my goodness. Ruth, it's extraordinary. It really is.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Well, Ruth, this is an incredible meal, and it's such a treat. I'm so happy to be here. And folks, to learn more about Ruth and to be able to download the recipe for this incredible meal, you can go to our website, which is www.greatneighborhoodcooks.com, and you'll also see some behind-the-scenes shots and a little more information about Ruth. So, again, congratulations. This is fabulous. And thank you for allowing us into your home.
My pleasure. It was a great time.